She ran to the playground and announced loudly, "Did you hear? Mr. Okafor said that whoever gets the highest marks in the exams will get a scholarship to study in the city." The news spread like wildfire, and soon the entire school was buzzing with excitement. In the heart of Umuofia, a small village surrounded by lush green forests and vibrant farmlands, lived a young girl named Nnenna. Nnenna was known throughout the village for her intelligence and bright smile. She attended the village school, Umuofia Primary, where she excelled in her studies. However, Nnenna had one flaw that overshadowed her many virtues: a loose tongue. Nnenna's father, Okeke, was a respected farmer, and her mother, Adora, was known for her intricate weaving. They both valued education and worked hard to ensure Nnenna could attend school. Nnenna was their pride and joy, and they believed she had the potential to achieve great things. But they were also worried about her habit of speaking without thinking, a trait that often got her into trouble. Every morning, Nnenna would walk to school with her friends, Chidinma and Obiageli. They enjoyed talking about their dreams and aspirations, sharing stories about their families and future plans. Nnenna, however, had a tendency to say things that were better left unsaid. She often gossiped about her classmates and sometimes even her teachers, without considering the consequences. One sunny afternoon, during a break at school, Nnenna overheard a conversation between her teacher, Mr. Okafor, and the headmistress, Mrs. Nwankwo. They were discussing the upcoming end-of-year exams and the possibility of a scholarship for the top students. Nnenna, excited by the news, couldn't wait to share it with her friends. She ran to the playground and announced loudly, "Did you hear? Mr. Okafor said that whoever gets the highest marks in the exams will get a scholarship to study in the city." The news spread like wildfire, and soon the entire school was buzzing with excitement. However, what Nnenna failed to realize was that she had misunderstood the conversation. The scholarship was still in the planning stages and hadn't been confirmed. When Mrs. Nwankwo found out about the rumor, she was furious. She called an emergency assembly and addressed the students sternly. "Children, I am disappointed to hear that false information is being spread. There is no confirmed scholarship. Whoever started this rumor has caused unnecessary confusion and excitement," she said, casting a stern glance towards Nnenna, who shrank back in shame. Nnenna realized her mistake, but it was too late. The damage was done. Her friends were upset with her for getting their hopes up, and Mr. Okafor was disappointed in her for not verifying the information before spreading it. Nnenna's loose tongue had landed her in trouble once again. In the days following the assembly, Nnenna found herself isolated. Her friends, Chidinma and Obiageli, were no longer as close to her. They felt betrayed by her careless words and were wary of her tendency to gossip. Nnenna felt the weight of her actions and the sting of loneliness. At home, Nnenna's parents noticed her change in demeanor. She was quieter and seemed to have lost her usual cheerfulness. Okeke and Adora knew something was wrong but decided to let Nnenna open up in her own time. They continued to support her, hoping she would learn from her mistakes. One evening, as the family sat around the fire, Adora asked gently, "Nnenna, what has been troubling you? You seem so different these days." Nnenna hesitated but then decided to confide in her parents. She explained what had happened at school and how her words had caused so much trouble. Her parents listened patiently, and when she finished, Okeke spoke softly. "My daughter, words are powerful. They can build bridges or burn them down. You must learn to use your words wisely. Think before you speak and always consider the impact they may have on others." Adora added, "Nnenna, you are a smart girl, but intelligence alone is not enough. You must also have wisdom and kindness. Learn from this experience and grow from it." Nnenna nodded, absorbing their advice. She knew her parents were right. She needed to change her ways and earn back the trust of her friends and teachers. The next day at school, Nnenna approached Chidinma and Obiageli during lunch. She took a deep breath and said, "I am truly sorry for what I did. I didn't mean to cause any harm, but I know my actions hurt you. Please forgive me." Chidinma and Obiageli exchanged glances before Chidinma spoke. "Nnenna, we were hurt because we trusted you. But we can see that you are genuinely sorry. We will forgive you, but you must promise to think before you speak from now on." Nnenna promised, and the three friends embraced, mending their bond. However, Nnenna knew she still had to make amends with her teachers and classmates. She decided to take responsibility for her actions and address the school during the next assembly. At the next school assembly, Nnenna stood nervously in front of the entire school. Her heart pounded, but she knew this was the right thing to do. She took a deep breath and began to speak. "Good morning, everyone. I stand before you today to apologize for my actions. I spread a rumor about a scholarship that wasn't true, and I am deeply sorry for the confusion and disappointment it caused. I promise to be more careful with my words in the future and to always verify information before sharing it." Mr. Okafor and Mrs. Nwankwo listened attentively, and when Nnenna finished, they saw the sincerity in her eyes. Mrs. Nwankwo stepped forward and addressed the students. "Nnenna has shown great courage by admitting her mistake and apologizing. Let this be a lesson to all of us about the importance of honesty and responsibility. We must always strive to be truthful and considerate in our words and actions." The students applauded, and Nnenna felt a weight lift off her shoulders. She had taken the first step towards redeeming herself. Over the next few weeks, Nnenna worked hard to regain the trust of her teachers and classmates. She focused on her studies and participated actively in class. She also made an effort to help others and be kind in her words and actions. Nnenna learned the value of humility and the importance of thinking before speaking. One day, as the school year drew to a close, Mr. Okafor called Nnenna to his office. She walked in nervously, wondering what it could be about. "Nnenna," Mr. Okafor began, "I have seen how hard you've worked to make amends and improve yourself. I am proud of you. I wanted to let you know that the scholarship I mentioned before has been confirmed, and I believe you have a good chance of earning it if you continue on this path." Nnenna's eyes widened in surprise and gratitude. "Thank you, Mr. Okafor. I will do my best to make you proud." As the final exams approached, Nnenna dedicated herself to her studies. She remembered her parents' words of wisdom and took a deep breath, focusing on the task ahead. The exams were challenging, but Nnenna applied herself diligently, determined to prove that she had learned from her past mistakes. After the exams, the entire village awaited the results with bated breath. Nnenna's parents continued to reassure her, reminding her that regardless of the outcome, they were proud of her efforts and growth. Finally, the day of the results arrived. The school was filled with anxious students and parents all eager to know the outcome. Mrs. Nnenna stood on the stage, holding the results in her hand. She began to announce the top students, and the atmosphere was tense. When she reached the top 3, she paused for a moment before calling out, "In third place, we have Obiageli Okoro. In second place, we have Chidinma Eze." The crowd applauded, and Nnenna's heart pounded as she realized there was only one name left. Mrs. Nnenna smiled and said, "And the top student, who has earned the scholarship to study in the city, is Nnenna Okeke." The crowd erupted in cheers, and Nnenna felt tears of joy streaming down her face. She had done it. She had redeemed herself and proved that she was capable of great things. Her parents hugged her tightly, and her friends congratulated her warmly. Mr. Okafor approached Nnenna and said, "I knew you had it in you, Nnenna. You have shown great character and determination. I am proud of you." Nnenna thanked him and all those who had supported her. She knew that without their guidance and encouragement, she wouldn't have been able to achieve this success. The scholarship was not just a reward for her academic excellence but also a testament to her personal growth and maturity. With the scholarship in hand, Nnenna prepared for a new chapter in her life. The opportunity to study in the city was a dream come true, but it also meant leaving her beloved village of Umuofia and the people who had shaped her into who she was. The entire village gathered to bid Nnenna farewell. There was a grand celebration, complete with traditional music, dancing, and a feast prepared by the women of the community. On the day of her departure, Nnenna's parents accompanied her to the bus stop. Her father, Okeke, placed his hands on her shoulders and said, "Nnenna, remember everything you have learned here. Be kind, be humble, and always think before you speak. Your words and actions have the power to shape your future." Her mother, Adora, hugged her tightly and added, "We are proud of you, my daughter. Go and make us even prouder. But never forget where you come from and the values that guide you." Arriving in the bustling city was both exhilarating and intimidating for Nnenna. The city was filled with tall buildings, busy streets, and people from all walks of life. It was a stark contrast to the peaceful, close-knit community of Umuofia. Nnenna felt a mix of excitement and apprehension as she stepped into this new world. Her scholarship had placed her in one of the best schools in the city. On her first day, she marveled at the state-of-the-art facilities and the diverse student body. She met her new classmates and teachers, and despite feeling out of place at first, she soon found her footing. Her natural curiosity and eagerness to learn helped her adapt quickly to her new environment. Nnenna's experiences in Umuofia had taught her the importance of building positive relationships. She approached her new classmates with kindness and respect, and soon she made new friends. She joined various clubs and activities, eager to make the most of her time in the city. One afternoon, as she sat in the school library, Nnenna overheard a group of students talking about an upcoming science competition. Intrigued, she decided to participate. She knew it would be a great opportunity to challenge herself and apply what she had learned. Nnenna dedicated herself to the competition, working tirelessly on her projects. She sought advice from her teachers and collaborated with her classmates, using her experiences from Umuofia to guide her. Her hard work paid off and she won first place in the competition. Her victory brought her recognition and respect from her peers and teachers. As the school year drew to a close, Nnenna prepared to return to Umuofia for the holidays. When she arrived in Umuofia, the entire village welcomed her back with open arms. They were eager to hear about her adventures and proud of her accomplishments. One evening, as the village gathered around the fire, Nnenna stood up to speak. "I want to thank all of you for believing in me and supporting me. The city is an exciting place with many opportunities, but it is here, in Umuofia, that I learned the most important lessons. I learned about kindness, humility, and the power of words. I will always carry these values with me, no matter where I go." Her words resonated with the villagers, who saw in Nnenna a reflection of their hopes and dreams. She had grown into a wise and compassionate young woman, ready to take on the world while staying true to her roots. Nnenna's journey was far from over. She knew there would be many challenges ahead, but she was confident in her ability to face them. She had learned the value of education, the importance of character, and the strength that comes from community. With these lessons in her heart, Nnenna was ready to continue her journey, making her village proud and inspiring others with her story. As she looked around at the familiar faces of her family and friends, Nnenna felt a deep sense of belonging. She knew that no matter where life took her, she would always have a home in Umuofia, a place where her journey had begun and where her heart would always return.